Hey everyone, it's Ryan here. So I know it's been a couple of days since this particular thing that I'm going to be talking about, but I've sort of been busy with work and stuff, and basically this sort of not really had like the energy today. I've been sort of like in and out of sleep majority of the day, but I'm basically making this video because on Saturday it was the FA Cup final between Leicester City and Chelsea, and Leicester City are the FA Cup champions. Being from Leicestershire myself, and obviously my family being Leicester supporters, there's obviously a bit of bias on my end towards that, but it's so nice to see a team like Leicester, especially like this past decade, to see from them being in League One to get into the Championship, falling just short in the Championship, then getting promoted to the Premier League, and then just surviving the Premier League to then winning the Premier League title, and then last season just falling short of the Champions League spot, and then this season them being in top four again. Obviously, there's the worries of them not making the top four again. There's still 2 games left in the season, um, and then yeah, to make all the way to the FA Cup final. I believe it was 52 years. I believe it was 1969 was the last time Leicester in an FA Cup final. This would be their fifth one, and they never won the FA Cup. Whereas with Chelsea, I believe they said it was the eighth. They've had the eighth or 10th they've had this century, and they were in last year's FA Cup as well. So, for me and obviously a lot of other football fans, what would you rather see? Chelsea win yet another FA Cup, which we've seen plenty of times before, and also like I said, they were in last year's one, or Leicester, who haven't been there in over half a century, and win it for the very first time. Unfortunately, I did have work at 7, so I didn't get to watch the whole match. I did get to watch the first 75 minutes. But what a goal by Yuri Tielemans to get the winning goal for Leicester from about 30, 35 yards out. Um, just powers it straight into the top corner. Kepa couldn't get to it. There's a lot of moments where Chelsea definitely had the upper hand. There's a bit of like there's some form of controversy to it. So essentially, Perez blocks the ball. It sort of hits his knee, bounces straight into his hand. But the way he's got his arm, I don't think it affects the direction of the ball, so it's not major. Um, Thomas then passes to Tielemans, which then he takes the score and scores the goal. There wasn't really a VAR check on it because, like I said, the trajectory of the ball didn't really change from it slightly hitting his hand. Um, then later on in the 89th minute, Chilwell, of all people, the former Leicester player, scores an equaliser for Chelsea. I believe it sort of bounces off Wes Morgan after Sionchu clears it off the line. But they go to celebrate, and then there's a VAR check, and it turns out Chilwell is offside by about an inch. Like, it was literally that small. And obviously some people, especially like Thomas Tuchel was like very moody after that. I mean, I can sort of see why with them losing the FA Cup final. But he literally said Leicester scored off nothing, and they got lucky because of the VAR check. Um, like Leicester had to after that stay defensively strong for another 5 minutes, and also I believe Chelsea had quite a few shots on target. So if you can't convert those, and Schmeichel had some great saves towards the end as well, but if you can't convert some of those shots, then it's Chelsea's fault. It's not Leicester getting lucky. Um, yeah, by the end of full time, there's like a massive ovation because there's about 20,000 fans in there. I'm sure a majority are Leicester fans because they were much louder than the Chelsea fans. Um, and yeah, like it's so nice to see Leicester, um, like again, finally winning the FA Cup. And obviously, it's sort of nice after what 2, 3 years ago that their owner unfortunately was in that tragic helicopter crash, and their son sort of took over the role as owner. Um, and yeah, like I said, for a team like Leicester, who, yeah, like their team is not like there's some value to it, but it's not like top six value. It's not they can casually spend 70 million on a player. For example, Chelsea spent 250 million pounds, I believe, in in this season on players, and Leicester spent maybe 60 or 70, and that's on like 2 players where Chelsea bought like 3 or 4 for that price, and it's one of those nice things to show where money can't always get you success. And also with the whole European Super League thing, I think it's so nice to show that a team that was not interested in that and actually has owners that care are the ones that win. And yeah, like I said, like the post match celebrations were amazing from the whole team. After lifting the FA Cup, the owner came down to celebrate with them. They let the owner celebrate with the title because again, it's an owner that cares about the team and the community, unlike the big six. Man City, Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United. It's nice to see. We're sort of getting in the Premier League as well, where you have like West Ham and Everton, where they're showing that you don't need several £100 million to do well in the league. Obviously it helps some teams, but I mean you look at Man City, they've spent 1.2 billion in the past 4 years, and they've won the Premier League this season, but they didn't win it last season. Sometimes value comes out of just a pure player. Like for example, Leicester's sort of recruitment skills have been probably like the best of the league. They've definitely had their like money's worth out of players. Like they've spent a small amount on a player, sold him on for much more. For example, Chilwell, I can't remember how much I got Chilwell for, but they sold him on for 50 million. They got Kante for like 8 million, sold him on for, I believe it was like 40 or 50. Maguire they sold for 80 million. Drinkwater they sold for 30 million. Like a lot of these players that they get in for a small amount of money to then sell them off for even more. But yeah, like I said, for it being like a family thing, it was amazing to see Leicester win the FA Cup. Like I said, unfortunately I couldn't watch the end of it, so I didn't unfortunately get to enjoy the celebrations with my family, but I did get to celebrate the goal, which was nice. Yeah, like I said, it's an amazing thing to see, especially a team like Leicester, who, like I said, a decade ago were in League One. They'd fallen far from their regular Premier League team in like the 2000s. They started going like up and down for several years, and then they just stayed down. And yeah, like I said, to see a small team like Leicester to basically have all this success that they're getting now, and like I said, from a team that's not worth £500,000, it's not like, I think based on buying them, I think the team value comes up to about 350 million. Like just not based on their value now, based on what they paid for them. For example, it was like Vardy and Morgan together a total of 2 million. I know Perez they bought for 30 million. He's probably not worth a 30 million. I think Madison they bought for 30 million. Soyuncu was only like 18 million. Fafana was 30 million. Evans was a free transfer. I don't know how much Schmeichel was when he came from Man City. Obviously, Luke Thomas, one of their academy players, he did very well, like for being 19 years old. Obviously, Albrighton they got fairly cheap. Like I think there's only like 5 players in the current squad. Like I don't know if Fuchs is still playing or not, but I believe there's like 5 players from the Premier League winning squad that are also from the FA Cup winning squad a couple of days ago, being Schmeichel, Morgan, Vardy, Albrighton, and Fuchs. There may be 1 or 2 that I'm missing, but they're not really playing, so I wouldn't notice. Tielemans was about 34 million. He was definitely man of the match. Like I said, apart from the winning goal, as well as the winning goal, even not apart from the winning goal, just like his play that entire match was great. Unfortunately, Iheanacho didn't have a great game. I know he's been doing very well this second half of the season, especially when it came to the cup matches. Unfortunately, it just wasn't his day today. Saturday. Like I said, it was a very good showing by Leicester. I'm so happy that they won the FA Cup. And that's pretty much what I'm just going to end it there. I just want to say a massive congratulations to Leicester City for winning the FA Cup on Saturday. They've got Chelsea on Tuesday in a Premier League match, so Chelsea will be looking out for revenge. If Leicester do win that, then they are guaranteed Champions League football, because they currently sit 2 points ahead of Chelsea in 3rd place. And if they win, then they'll be 5 points ahead with 1 game left. The only people that could catch them are Liverpool, but again, Liverpool are 3 points behind Leicester currently, playing the same amount of games, so again, these 2 matches really matter. But again, congratulations to Leicester City, and let's hope that they can keep the top 4 this time, and I will see you in the next one.